Hello, my name is Pamela Powers of Powers for the People. Today is November 1st, 2024. It's a Friday, and so in just a few days is Tuesday, November 5th, 2024, which is Election Day. And so people in swing states like Arizona, where I am, have been bombarded with text messages and emails and phone calls and advertising to sway our vote because we are one of the few purple states that could go either way in this election. And so it's pretty darn scary out there, right? We have Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris on one side with her message of hope and joy and helping the middle class, and the other side with former President Donald Trump, who is saying that he's the candidate of retribution, that he has an enemies list that he's going to go after. And so she says, I have a to-do list that I'm going to start with on the first day in the White House, and he has an enemies list. He wants to do mass deportations of millions of people, and the number varies wildly depending on the speech, anywhere from 5 million to 20 million. He wants to throw a lot of people out of the country, build the wall, add a tariff. There's just so many terrible ideas that this guy has got. But the scariest one is that he has groups that he's going to target who have been his enemies, like the media or people like Liz Cheney, for example, former congressional representative Liz Cheney of Wyoming. Liz Cheney had the nerve to say that January 6, 2021 was an insurrection. And she was also one of just a handful of Republicans who were on the January 6th committee. As a result, she lost her seat in Congress, and she has become an outspoken critic of the Trump administration and Donald Trump in particular, because he's a dangerous man. And she is not the only person who's saying this. Of course, many Democrats are saying that he's dangerous, but there's also many high-profile Republicans who are saying he's dangerous. And so this is a scary time. Are we going to follow a woman who's got great ideas? She's articulate, she's smart, she's almost 20 years younger than Donald Trump is? Or are we going to follow a doddering old man who can't keep on subject and keeps, rattling off and going off on, sharks and Tic Tacs and, he's going to take care of women whether they like it or not. That is not a good line. This guy is a convicted rapist. We don't want him to take care of us. We want to take care of ourselves, particularly in the area of reproductive health. Trump is the one who installed a very conservative Supreme Court. He is the one responsible for taking down Roe v. Wade 2 years ago in June 2022. He's trying to walk that back. He's also been in favor of a national ban on abortion, and he's kind of like trying to walk that back too, because he realized that there are so many people, like probably 52% of the population, that wants to make their own dang health decisions, and we want the government out of our lives and out of our bedrooms. And so if we want freedom of choice on multiple levels, Kamala Harris is our candidate, not Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the candidate for the billionaires. He's the candidate for the patriarchy. Kamala Harris is the candidate of choice. And she is the real candidate of freedom. So what do we do about this? Luckily, several states like Arizona have a pro-abortion proposition on the ballot. In Arizona, we have one of the worst anti-abortion laws. This would force women to go out of state to have an abortion. And so we want to get rid of that. And so more than 800,000 people signed that pro-abortion petition to get that proposition on the ballot on Tuesday. And so there's a lot of items on the Arizona ballot, but please vote for Kamala Harris for president and vote for the Democrats for Congress and the legislature, and vote for Proposition 139 to put abortion services and abortion rights in the Arizona Constitution. Right now, a woman's rights change when she crosses the state line, and that is not fair. That is not fair that our rights change, and there's no laws that govern men in the same way that these anti-abortion laws govern women's health and women's choices. So It's very clear choice as far as I'm concerned. Do we want somebody with an enemies list who is going to kick people out of the country and jail his detractors just for speaking up? Or do we want a woman who's going to lead us into the future? Do we want a guy who can't even complete a sentence? Do we want sanity or insanity? Do we want freedom or do we want retribution and jail and mass deportation? I think that's a pretty dang clear choice. So please, vote for Kamala Harris. Vote for the future. Vote for somebody who's in the next generation of leaders, not somebody who's going to be in his 80s soon, right? Nothing wrong with people who are in their 80s. I'm in my 70s. But what I'm saying is we need younger leaders, and she's a younger leader, and so is Walz. And they're people that we can trust. So please vote. Our lives depend on it. Our freedom depends on it.